Welcome, Nicolle. I am so delighted to
Well,
have
hi.
you here on the podcast with me today and to interview you and to be able to hear all about your background because you have a really interesting background.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I do have a little bit of particular background. Originally, I was a wildland firefighter for 6 years for Eastern Oregon. First on scene, I would call in air tankers, helitac crews, and I found myself wanting to move to Austin, Texas. And shortly after moving to Austin, I made friends with someone who was working at a lingerie store, and she convinced me to join the team and work there. And I found how rewarding it is helping women feel good about themselves, finding the right bra size. I ended up working at that particular lingerie store for about 8 years. And then recently, 2 years ago, I opened my own bra store in Dallas, Texas.
Um, all right. That is so fascinating. I cannot believe you went from fighting fires to now you're helping women, find the perfect bra. So what
Mhm.
an interesting transition that was. Was it really difficult for you to go from
The weirdest thing was like I was very hesitant working in lingerie because I was like, I don't know anything about bras. I have like two sports bras. I throw them in the dryer. Like my bra knowledge was not where I thought like someone with some kind of background should have when you're working with bras, but it's training is always very helpful. And I've just met so many great women. I've seen women with huge indentions on their shoulders. And once I've helped them get in the right fitting bra, they've cried happy tears. And you just have a really great bonding experience when you're helping women find that good, great fitting bra.
Absolutely. Well, I know as a style coach, helping women find their style and you see that transformation. It is so incredibly powerful. I have to ask, like, how did transitioning from being a firefighter, wearing sports bras, throwing them in the dryer, like, how did that change your experience as someone who wears a bra? Like, what was the biggest change for you personally?
I definitely had this theory of a certain particular style of bra that was going to be the most supportive. And then once I learned more about the bras and how much better my clothes look, even in the beginning, I started a huge collections of different styles of bras, and it just honestly made me feel better, just like waking up in the beginning of the day, starting out with good pieces, because it really just makes a big difference for your foundations that you're going to be wearing throughout the day with your clothes. It just makes a huge difference of what you're presenting.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I read a quote recently and I'm posting it in the School of Style, but it was something to the effect of like, how can you expect your clothes to look good if you don't start with a good foundation?
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Right. So what do you think is the biggest mistake that women are making when it comes to wearing a bra or buying a bra?
Well, it's really difficult because there's so many limitations out there with big box stores and the sizes that they do provide. So you're kind of stuck getting at bras that are just available there to try on and not necessarily getting the right size. With our shop, we have an extensive size range from A to O cup, 28 band to 52. We find most women are wearing too big in the band and too small in the cup. A lot of times people end up going up in the band is because their cup isn't getting all of the breast tissue in it, so it just feels tight. And so a lot of people just tend to go up in the band to get the cup to fit better. But then you run into where it's just so tight on your shoulders. That's where you're using all the support when really you want your foundation base support in the band around your rib cage. So it's difficult out there. It's gotten a little bit better. Like there's resources like on Reddit, there's a really good source called A Bra That Fits, has been a great resource for women to kind of figure out how to measure themselves a little bit more accurate and what to look for in a good fitting bra. And boutique stores are kind of growing, I feel. There's still not a lot of us out there as I think there should be, but it's just helped making awareness of your bra could fit better and feel better, and you don't have to be in something miserable, just to get the proper support.
Absolutely. That's such a, I mean, it's just such a crazy experience out there. And I think when it comes to buying bras, like you're so right. Like with what you do, you're all about really custom fitting and
Hmm.
special, like one-on-one service.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's missing.
Hmm.
It's
That
what's
one-on-one
missing.
experience, and then just the knowledge and training too. Like we not only we help you find the right size, but the right style for your body type, because you
Mm.
can be in the right size in a particular style, but it might not be the right fit for your breast shape.
Uh-huh.
Some have, more shallow, some are more fuller. So also just along with having the right size is you're also getting that correct style that you might need too.
Right.
And that, yeah, of course, one-on-one customer service is really hard to come by these days.
It truly is. No, I personally, I've been measured and fitted for a bra years ago, but it's interesting. I mean, I think myself, like my challenge is that, if you just go by my measurements, sometimes things don't actually fit.
Yes, and it's never 100% accurate. Like with us, we always start our measurements, but it's just a guide for where to start you off in. Once we actually see you in a bra is when we actually determine what is your correct bra size, or but yeah, measurements never come out accurate. So if you are using a guide with a measurement tape, definitely just keep that in mind. That's just a guide. That isn't the like this is your size. And especially with each brand and each style of bra, you
Mhm.
might be one size with this certain style and then completely different size in something else. Same with jeans and shoes, and it's hard to get that standard fit across the board.
Absolutely. Now, you sell on your website, is it all over the country or do you ship outside the US?
We just right now just do the US. So we're not doing outside the country. Probably later on, we'll probably look at doing outside the country, but just right now, just within the US.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit, Nicole, about how you get a great fitting bra from a distance. Like if we were to work with you shop with you online, what are some tips we can put into play when shopping for bras online?
So the kind of what helps me kind of guide you is just getting two numbers. When you take a measuring tape, we kind of want you to measure. I have a mannequin. I'm gonna
Hmm.
pop her in here. So you want to take the measuring
Oh,
tape and go
background.
around the rib cage, and you want that kind of snug, not super loose. And if you're in between numbers, even numbers, you just round up. And then the next measurement, you're going to go at the fullest base or with the measuring tape around the chest. And
Mhm.
then when I have those two numbers, I'm able to kind of count you off into um, a very close cup size, and then suggest some options to try out. And then I also like to get information of how is your bra fitting right now and what size are you wearing? Are we spilling out? Is it gapping? I also try to get information. Have you lost weight, or are you like just finished nursing? Those can also contribute to different styles that we might want to look at too. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, measuring the basic measurements, and basically we subtract those two numbers and then we count off from A, B, C, and D, and so on. Like if I measured a 38 around the rib cage and I measured just roughly, let's say 44 around the fullest bust, I would count off by every inch from 38 to 44, the ABC alphabet, and get somewhat close to the right cup size,
Hmm.
generally.
That's interesting because A, B, C, D, E, F, that would actually make me, well, no, never mind. I'm just I'm thinking out loud
Yeah.
because I know with my body, I have a very wide rib cage.
Hmm.
And so often, like I will find a band that fits, but then either the cup is too big or
Yeah.
it's not big enough. And so I feel like, sometimes I'm almost between two cup sizes.
Yes. And having access to, making sure that band like we want to make sure it's 90% of your support is actually coming from the band, not from your
Mm.
straps. A lot of
Okay.
people rely too much of their support in the on the straps. So making sure it's nice and snug around the rib cage, because that's where you're getting your support. That's what's going to prevent the cups from gapping, because that band is hugging you and bringing that cup up against you.
Mm.
And then if you take in some factors, if you're wearing a wire, bringing this mannequin back. If you're wearing a wire, you want the wire to sit behind the breast tissue. There's a
Mm.
part of our breast tissue that connects to the side of our body, and you
Mm.
want that wire behind it. You don't want it to sit on top of the breast tissue. That's where it's either going to poke and jab or even kind of stick out and kind of stab under your arm because
Mm.
it's sitting against your breast tissue. And then
Mhm.
another key feature is making sure the center gore, this is the gore section,
Mhm.
is flat in between the breast tissue. If it's
Mm.
sitting on top of your breast tissue, if it's floating, your
Mhm.
cup isn't big enough. You need to go up in the cup size if this is not flat in the middle.
Mm. That is so helpful because I know I have had probably years ago when I used to wear an underwire, way too many bras that would the wire would be sitting in the wrong place and then it pops out and it
Oh,
pokes you.
yeah.
Just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, and we find like a lot of times women will come in and they'll be like, I just want a non-wire bra. I'm sick of my wire bras. They're so uncomfortable. But about 9 times out of 10, once we get their size and we're like, oh, let's just try a wire, see what you think. And they put it
Uh-huh.
on, they're like, oh my gosh, this is actually so comfortable. I don't even feel the wires.
Mhm.
But it's kind of nice to also have a non-wire option too. That's definitely since COVID has been a very popular style
Sure.
with our customers.
Now, with regards to like wire versus underwire, is there any particular like a cutoff of a size where you would say, okay, if you're over this size, you should wear a wire or any type
No,
of guidelines that you
I
follow?
think it's always preference. And they do make non-wire options all the way past O cup. So we actually have a few bras that are O cup and they actually run big in the cup. So we're able to fit women in a much larger cup size in a non-wire. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you are looking for something with more support, a wire's always going to give more lift than a non-wire. But there's plenty of great non-wire bras out there that will also give you, just as good a support. But of course, the wire will always give a little bit more support with the lift and the shape.
Hmm. Nicole, how often do you recommend that we shop for a new bra or get measured for a new bra?
So I recommend at least once a year to get remeasured. Our bodies change so often. It's easy to fluctuate in cup size. And then it also depends on how are your bras currently feeling? Are they feeling uncomfortable? Is something going on with the band or the wire or the straps? Are they falling off your shoulders? It might be time to look at, getting remeasured and maybe retiring some of your old bras and replacing them with new bras. It's good to have at least 4 to 5 bras to rotate because you do want to wash your bras often because the oils of our skin is what's just breaking down the elastic and wearing out your bras. And so it's an investment and you want them to last longer. So if you're rotating 4 bras and you're washing them at least after the second time you wash them, they should last about a year. If you have only just 2 bras that you're wearing over and over and over again, they're typically only going to last about 4 months, just because they just get stretched out quicker since there isn't that other bras in the rotation.
Yeah, for sure. You touched on something a few minutes ago. You were talking about like what, how often you should wash your bra. How regularly do you recommend wearing a bra before you wash it?
So I wouldn't wear your bra more than twice before you decide to wash it. That just helps because if you can after each time you wear your bra, but I know some people it's hard to do that with laundry or if you're busy or if you have children and running around. So after that, if you're rotating your bras and after the second time you wear your bra, is a good time to wash it. Hand washing is always the best, but if you use a wash machine, use a mesh bag. Stay
Mm.
away from woolite or any fabric softeners. Those are actually going to eat away the elastics of your bras. And then always hang dry. Never put them in the dryer. That dryer with the heat will just eat away the elastic and you'll lose that stretching feeling in your bra. Another indicator, if you're not sure if your bra is old and needs to be retired, is if you don't feel any stretch in the band. It feels like it's just a piece of thread cutting in. That just means the elastic's gone. So it's just
Mhm.
time to replace your bra then.
And how long would you say an average bra should last?
So, it really depends on how well you care for them and how many you have in rotation. The more bras you have in rotation, the longer you're going to get life out of your bra. Again, going back to that 4 to 5 bras in your rotation, you should be able to get them to last about a year. Some have even gone, a year and a half. But yeah, if you're washing, caring for them, and you have several in rotation, you should at least get a year to year and a half out of your bras.
That's great. Somebody made a comment the other day about, how bras just aren't built to last anymore. But I think it just kind of depends on the quality that you buy. If you buy a cheap, $10 bra from Target versus like a
Yes.
investing in a nicer bra, then it's not going to last. It is going to
Yes.
stretch out.
We try to accommodate all different price points at our store. So we do have some in the like lower $40 range, which is still like that is still a significant amount of money. But definitely I have seen when a customer has worn a $40 to $50 bra compared to something around $70 to $80, you could definitely see the quality of fabric and how much easier the less expensive bra stretches out as quick. The band, the elastic isn't as thicker. Sometimes the casing of the wire is a lot different. So the less affordable bra has a wire that pokes through, or something's going on with the straps. I do see a difference with certain price points with the investment of certain bras lasting longer than others too.
That makes a difference. What do you recommend that we wash our bras in? You said no woolite. Why
Yeah.
no woolite, and what do you recommend instead?
Well, woolite's good for organic fibers. It's not, there's so much synthetic material in your bras. It's actually, it eats away the elastic in your bras.
Mm,
So, for
interesting.
example, one of my favorites is this soap called Soak. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Okay.
A lot of knitters love this because it's super gentle. It's the easiest way to wash your bras. You either throw them in the sink, or what I do, I have a bucket that I put them in.
Mhm.
You just need them soaked for 15 minutes in cold water. You pull it out, hang dry. You don't have to rinse. It's an all natural plant-based soap.
Mhm.
So it just eliminates that extra step because I hate doing laundry, but I find that is the easiest way to go about it. But if you do with the wash machine, just make sure to use a mesh bag. That's going to prevent anything from getting tangled in the wash. And also pre-hook your bras when you put them in the wash machine too, with the mesh bag.
Right, right. So we've talked a little bit about the nuts and bolts of bras and how to get a good fit, how to care for them. Let's talk a little bit about like the internal piece.
Yeah.
When a woman wears a bra that truly fits, how can that impact
It
her life?
just changes like our whole mentality, I think. We've had customers come in just not excited about bras, just like, oh, we're going through this process. This is going to be terrible. I'm not going to find anything. And then once they start notice like we're just starting out in a good fit, and they're just like, oh my God, I've never had a bra feel so good. And like almost feels like I'm not wearing anything. It just kind of really changes your whole outlook about bras. And it's a piece that we wear constantly. Like we wear bras on a regular everyday basis. So starting in a good fit just really, again, I feel again, just starting the day right, in the right direction and just feeling good. And it just like you put clothes on and you're just like, oh, I just look so good with a good fitting bra.
Yes, it's a great way to, I think, to boost your confidence. But also,
Yes.
I know, I love going to France, and I've traveled quite a bit to Paris. And I know one thing that they're so big on is their lingerie and
Yes.
investing in that lingerie. It's like this French secret that they invest in the good stuff. And not only do they invest in the good stuff, but I've heard that French women always make sure they're wearing a matching set.
Yes, yeah, they're very into having the matching set for sure. I've fit several French women, and they're like, we have to have the matching panties. Like it has to be, it's just all a complete ensemble itself for under your clothes. But yeah, you just feel good when you have a good fitting bra, and if it's a very gorgeous piece, like we'll have some women come in and they're like, oh, I don't have a husband or I don't have a boyfriend. I don't need something pretty or sexy. I'm like, but do it for yourself. Like that's just something that you can feel good. You don't have to show anybody else it, but you know you're wearing something pretty, and it just makes you feel good all over.
And that's, I was reading something not too long ago, and she was talking about, this whole French mystique. And it's when you get dressed and you put it on for you. And it's like
Yes.
your own little secret. Even if
Yes.
nobody has any idea of what you're wearing, it's like, you know what's under there.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
I,
everyone deserves something, a good, pretty lingerie piece for sure.
yes. And I think, especially if women, say if you work in a corporate environment, you work with, men, and you have to wear suits and dark
Hmm.
colors and things that aren't very feminine, that's your opportunity to wear something that really connects you to who you are.
Yeah,
To really
definitely.
express your
Agree.
personality. I
Yeah.
had a client years ago, and she worked in a very professional environment. She dressed very almost formally, and she had this whimsical side to her personality. And we were talking about that. She's like, I don't know how I can express that in my style with what I do. And then after we dove into it, I realized she was already doing it. She was wearing
Oh,
this
that's awesome.
beautiful, she would wear like polka dot bras and panties and fun colors. I'm like, that's something that you do for yourself
Yes.
that
Yeah, I
nobody
agree.
else knows.
Yeah, we kind of like a lot of fitters will kind of sneak in the cute, pretty lacy stuff when they just come in. They're like, I just need a basic beige, boring bra. It doesn't have to have anything. I'm like, well, why don't you try this on? And they'll be like, oh, this is actually so pretty and just feels so good once they're in it. So yeah, so for those who just are looking for just the basic beige, try a pretty lacy bra too.
Well, I was going to say, what would be, if you have been used to, really looking at just the really simple, understated pieces, what would be like your starter piece? How would somebody start to dip their toe into more of the lingerie experience?
Yeah. Well, so there's a style that a lot of people don't realize is actually the most supportive style. It's called a cut and sewn bra. I have like a little sample here. This piece has these sections to actually lift you up and bring you in from the sides. It has these panels. Um, and they make a lot of cute bras in this style, but this style will actually is engineered to give you the most support compared to any other bra that's out there. So we actually typically, especially in the fuller cup size, we do typically fit more women in this style, and they usually right away see the lift and support that you get out of it compared to like a thicker molded t-shirt bra. We have plenty of the t-shirt bras, but those are kind of limited in certain sizes. So just trying a cut and sewn bra is just a good way to kind of actually see something pretty but super supportive at the same time. Is something I would really recommend trying out for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really interesting because, well, I guess I'd never really thought about the different styles in
Yes,
that sense.
yes. And they give different silhouettes.
Mhm.
Like a t-shirt bra, I have a sample of one here. This is a thicker kind of style bra. This is going to give a particular shape where you have to fill in. Unlike the cut and sewn bra, this actually fits more to your body compared to a molded, thicker style bra.
Mhm.
So a lot of people get shocked with that because they have this, we kind of think the thicker the bra, the more support you're going to get out of it, when it's actually the cut and sewn part of the bra that's going to give more lift and to bring
Huh.
in.
That's really interesting. Well, I know I'm going to have some fun doing some shopping.
Yeah.
Nicole, what's one thing you wish all women knew about bras?
Um, okay, there's so much.
Or a couple of things.
So the main thing is not relying on your straps to have all your support. Because that just really strains your neck and shoulder muscles. And I've seen so many women with huge indentions on their shoulders. So just to prevent that, um, keep in mind the straps are not what's lifting everything up. It's kind of holding everything in place, but it's not actually doing the lifting motion.
Mhm.
So that's a big thing. And then washing your bras often. It can sometimes seem a lot of work to do to wash your bras often, but it really will make your bras last so much longer. Um, and it will keep its shape, and you'll get more life out of the bra if you wash your bra often. Because a lot of people do get shocked. We try to tell every single person that we check out, make sure to wash this at least, not every time, but at least the second time you wear the bra. And a lot of people get shocked about that. So
Right.
that would be definitely the number one thing, is just keep your bra clean.
Yeah, that's something that, I guess I really haven't thought that much about. But I mean,
Mhm.
not that I wash my bras fairly frequently, but I don't know. You're definitely giving us some great things to think about.
Oh, good.
Oh. All right. Any last parting words of wisdom before we say goodbye?
I guess another thing, if you're shopping for bras, make sure you are hooking your bra on the loosest hook.
Mm.
That's a big thing. So, for example, this is the loosest hook of your bra. So a brand new bra should be nice and snug on the loosest, because your bra is going to stretch out over time just with the elastic. They never shrink, they only stretch. So just make sure that you have those other hooks to go in as it stretches. If you start
Mhm.
off with the tightest hook, there you're going to have nowhere to go when it starts to give with that elastic around the rib cage. So that's just
Mhm.
another little tip to keep an eye
Mhm.
out for.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And how can people find you?
You can find us on, it's our website is bellabrashop.com. And then we're also on TikTok, and it's just at Bella Bra Shop. We have a good following on Instagram at Bella Bra Shop as well, and Facebook. And we
Oh.
try to kind of give more information on tips for your bras every week, so you can follow along with us then too.
And I will make sure if and when,
Excellent.
hopefully soon, when I come to Dallas, I am coming to see you.
Perfect, perfect. And then
Awesome.
if you're not in the Dallas area, definitely search for a bra specialty boutique. I believe you're in North Carolina. And
I
there's
am.
if there's other people in North Carolina, I know there's a few in Charlotte, or you can just reach out to me and I can help you find a local bra boutique to help you out and find the right size.
I love it. Nicole, thank you so much for
Thank
being here with us
you.
today.
I appreciate it.